If you don't want to get stuck in traffic, it's better to have a bike than a car in New York City. Today, we're testing out the new Xafari Segway e-bike. Right now, I'm in front of Grand Central. I'm gonna bike all the way across the bridge to LIC and meet my brother at Ganju State Park. All right, we're starting with about 80% battery, and let's see how far we get. Crossing the bridge right now, pretty decent views. Haven't even broken a sweat yet. Mostly because I'm not really pedaling much anymore. I just love using the throttle. It's a nice, relaxing after work commute. All right, so we made it to Ganju Park. Smoothest bike ride of my life. It was about a 5-mile trip. I averaged 14.5 miles per hour and I burned about 5 calories. To be honest, I didn't do much pedaling. I mostly just used the throttle because I was just being kind of lazy after work. Now, the Xafari was really fast. This has a max speed of 20 miles per hour, which makes it a Class 2 e-bike. It doesn't let you go above 20 miles per hour, which is good because it's a safety issue. Now, I loved zooming past the other riders. It just made me feel like a more athletic and better cyclist. I know this is a big investment, but the way Segway integrates its tech and its hardware makes it totally worth it. Let me walk you through some of its features. Let's start with speed first. This is a 750 watt motor and it's got 85 Newton meters of torque. This had absolutely no problems going up a hill because I could either hit the throttle or use the power assist. The 12 levels of power assist adapt to different conditions. It's regulated by a dual sensor power algorithm on torque and gyroscope. So for example, if I'm going up a hill, the gyroscope will detect that and add more power. Plus, this thing feels fast. It accelerates quickly and it's just a lot of fun. Let's do the battery next. This is a 936 watt-hour battery and it has a max range of 88 miles. But it's more like 50 to 55 miles if you're just using the throttle most of the time. The IPX7 water-resistant battery is controlled by the smart management system and has 6 layers of battery safety protection. It shouldn't spontaneously catch on fire like those other e-bikes. Also, you can take the battery out for easier charging indoors. You can even charge your phone or different accessories with the integrated 20-watt USB Type A or C. Now, if you're wondering how long it takes to charge from 0 to 100%, it's about 5 to 5.5 hours. Let's talk about the control pad next because it's very well designed. Over here on the left, we have a bell, but then an even louder bell. This is not only a power button, but you can also toggle different light settings. That is super bright. It's almost blinding. Right here is the control for the central console. I can adjust the different power assist levels. Now, I personally loved it on full assist because it's just more fun to ride it that way. We have miles per hour as well as battery life. If I push this to the right, I can adjust different screens. So this is trip details. Here we have the directions, which was great for not having to check my phone all the time. The music that you're playing through your Spotify, and then any additional settings that you want to adjust. Over here on the right, you can adjust the gears here, as well as the throttle. Now, the security system on the Xafari is goated. Not only does it have Apple Find My, so if a thief steals the bike, you can track it down to its location. It also has airlock. Now what that means is, so this phone that the cameraman is using is connected to the bike. If he leaves within, let's say, a 10-foot range, the alarm should activate if I try to run away with it. So, you hear that? That's the alarm going off. Now, in order to stop it, if the cameraman gets back in within this 10-foot range, the bike should sense that and the alarm should stop. So watch, as it's getting closer, the alarm turns off. Now that's really cool. Now, the airlock actually activates down here, so the bike wheel actually locks up and won't move. The thief won't be able to wheel this away. In terms of comfort, I had a great ride. My butt wasn't sore at all. Let's zoom in on the seat here. So it's very easy to adjust. You just snap that out open and you can adjust the different height, then snap it back closed. It's actually pretty cushiony, so very nice to sit on. Also, if you wanted to, you could take the seat out and put in your own. Now, in terms of suspension, we have a 7mm suspension back here, and in the front, we have an 80mm in these pipes here. You can actually choose to lock it if you want to turn it off. Also, these wheels are huge. They're 26x3, and I mean, look how hefty they are. If you run over a pothole, you're gonna be fine. Now, the big question is, can someone sit on this back rack? It has a recommended max weight for 55 pounds, but my friend was able to easily sit on the back, and well, I don't really want to disclose her weight, but she was able to sit on it just fine. Nowadays, you actually don't see too many stock rear racks that come with the bike, so this is pretty cool. It also has a built-in brake light, which is really neat. Now, in terms of bike build, you have front and rear hydraulic disc brakes. They won't stop on a dime, but they're still really quite strong. Here we have an 8-speed drivetrain Shimano 1x8. It's easy to adjust, great for beginner riders, and just a simple Shimano drivetrain. Handling-wise, because it's a heavy bike and most of that weight is toward the bottom because of the battery, you have great control and pretty tight turns. And we have a bunch of different reflectors, a back one, a front one, and 2 for the tires. The front and rear fenders, really great additions because, biking in New York City, you're gonna get a lot of rain. In terms of assembly, it took me about 45 minutes and I did work up a sweat. I did need a second pair of hands for some of the parts just because I didn't have a rack to hold it up. It came with the tools needed and the tires already pumped. Connecting to the app was also simple. Once you turn it on, there's a QR code and you just scan that with the Segway app. I'm not going to go into depth into the app, but it was simple to use and easy to figure out. Great job to the product manager there. Now, this bike is $2,400, but I want to be transparent because Segway did send me this to test out. $2,400 is a bit expensive, but it's totally worth it. The build is great, it goes fast, it was so well designed, and just the integration of tech and hardware seems very well thought out. The only downside I can really think of is that this bike is super heavy. It's 93 pounds, which makes it really hard to lift, so you don't want to be carrying this up a flight of stairs. It's better if you have like a bike room or storage rack on the ground floor to lock this up. Honestly, you're gonna have so much fun that you're probably not gonna get much exercise on this bike because you're just gonna hit the throttle all the time.